move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, 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 wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet,
Hey, gentlemen, y'all know how to cut this off. I gotta cut one of these things off. Okay, echo. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Let me see. In my no. All right, we're gonna cut this down so Dr. D don't hear no echo. Let me right there. Okay. Hey, gentlemen, this is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Hey, do me a favor. Let me know if my sound is okay before I start rambling
Wanna move my feet,
on and on.
wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine,
Is the
wanna
sound
move
good?
my feet, wanna drink my wine,
Talk to me.
wanna move my feet,
Yeah.
wanna move my feet, wanna
Okay,
drink my
cool.
wine.
All right. Cut this out because that's getting on my nerve. Hey, Journey Women, this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. So, Phil, I'm still waiting for you to give me a comment. You said no echo, but is my sound good? Does the mic sound nice? That's why. Does the mic sound nice? Hey, talk to me, somebody. I need to put something in. All right, I pour my tonic, and we are good to go. I believe we're good to go. We're good to go. I'm turning around. I gotta send y'all a cup though. All right. First off, before we get started, let me go ahead and put. I am going to put the links in the comment section. The link is in the comment section. So for those who want to get on when we do the Q&A, please click the link. Click the link. Then come on. Give me your 2 cents, and I promise you get a nickel back. It may be in a new type of Bitcoin called Dcoin. I think that was a good one. Let me see. Let me see. That was a good one. Laugh. Okay. All right. So check it out. Check it out. First before we start. One man sat alone beside the highway, begging. His eyes were blind. The light he could not see. Okay, that's my half a song. But check it out. What we was talking about today, I changed up the format because I have not did a feature video in a while, and I'm still trying to accumulate some things so I can do a presentation. Then we do a recap, update, and Q&A on the Wednesday night. However, but what this does, it gives everybody Phil said no Bitcoin. It gives everybody an opportunity to come on, put something in the chat line, and for me to respond. And if you come on, we can chop it up and we can have different points of views and different lenses and different perspectives, because that's all it's about. It's about conversation. It's about dialogue, information, knowledge, and help and assistance. If you're coming on for the first time, understand this: that my goal is to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, and to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Because the goal is to deal with emotions, as the title says tonight. The title is talking about emotional wreck. It's a emotional wreck. What is the status? What is the cultural climate? What are we doing? Is everybody in a state of uh, wreckage and they don't want to stabilize or regulate their emotions? Are they blaming things on religion? Are they blaming things on politics? Are they blaming things on their family dynamic? Are they just blaming others for their situation instead of taking ownership and taking charge and of their life? Because one thing about your life, you're the only person who can live it. So why let another person live your life for you? So I picked the topic because I believe it'd be one for good conversation. Emotional regulation. Um, and I've said this in videos before. I have a video to talk about how to prevent to stop the amygdala from being hijacked. And for those who do not know what the amygdala is, it's a part in your brain about almond shaped and it's triggered by the thalamus. To put it in layman terms, let's break it down like this. When you get ticked off, wow, got my feet itching. Oh Lord, oh that felt good. All right, to break it down to you is that things are, we have a fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, flight, freeze element in our is how our emotions to respond to defend ourselves from adversity and from not adversity from things that's trying to, well, in our mind we feel that things are actually affecting our life. Now we're not in the state where prehistoric dinosaurs or saber-tooth tigers are trying to attack us on an open street. However, our brain kind of our mind kind of translates that into an argument with your significant other or somebody on the street or car rage, auto rage. Is like when you hear one thing, then you either do one, two, or three things. You fight, you flight, or you freeze. All these things are instituted for self-preservation. Fight, flight, or freeze. These are instruments that your emotional system uses to preserve you. But when they go amok, they're not positioned. They don't come alive at the proper times. Um, let's look at it this way. The amygdala is like the library to your uh, emotional construct. It's a library to your emotions and the situations that cause for you have experiences. It's a library for the different situation. Grandma, when you was 9 years old, you was Nana's house, had the apple pie with your first cousins, and you had a great time. Or when you was 4 years old and there's a car wreck, it's a sound that triggers that video. The smell of the apple pie triggers the video for Nana and Christmas Eve eating apple pie. The screeching sound triggers the situation when you was 4 years old when your family almost had a fatal accident. Uh, a Luther Vandross song, uh, "Always Forever for Love." Always forever for love. That triggers when you was 15 years old and you had your first love. So it triggers a video. It triggers an audio. It triggers an emotion. Some people relive that situation over and over again, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or even if it's indifferent. You notice I I qualified three different senses because these are things that feed into the thalamus, which feeds to the amygdala. You have the smell that comes from the apple pie. You have the sound that comes from the car crashing, and you have it could be the car you smell burnt rubber that comes from the car crash, and the sound that comes still scent burnt rubber, or or better yet, yeah, burnt rubber, and you have and the sound that comes from the music. Let's pick another one for sight, because I got two sounds. Um, you see a dog. Doesn't matter what type of dog. I have a loved one that she's a big dog, little dog, just gets fear because when they was 4 years old, the little dog ran in and they got terrified. The little dog couldn't do nothing, but the boy was scared, and so we grew up and started fearing dogs, any type of dog, because of that situation when he's 5 years, 4 years old, the little dog ran in. So they even see a little dog now, the person goes back to that situation. Now, the question goes, does the person actually remember the situation? Sometimes they remember it consciously and they're recording the, the whole scene, they relive it again in their mind. Um, and sometimes they hear it and they don't consciously remember, but their body does. How can I say that their body does? Because the body will respond to the stimuli. The body will smell the burnt rubber, and then your heart will start palpitating and start sweating, and you get fear. It just comes up, but you don't know why, because your body never forgets. Your body's connected to your subconscious. So these are things, um, as well as the apple pie and the apple pie and the song. You may still feel some kind of way. Here, Luther said, uh, "Forever for love," and you hear the melody come out, and you start feeling some kind of way, and you ain't seen the girl in 30 years or the boy in 30 years. But these are things that thalamus feeds the amygdala pulls the recording out, um, and replays the memory, and the memory is triggered into your unconscious and your conscious. You may consciously remember and you can visualize everything, or you may not consciously remember it, but it may be stuck in your unconscious and your body remembers it and responds to it in kind. That's fight, flight, or freeze. That's fight, flight. And those are the things that amplify your emotion, your emotional state. And that's why people go to therapy. Because they did a lot of people, more people go to therapy because anxiety and depression, because they don't know how to regulate their emotions. Sometimes people don't know why they feel some type of way, sometime when they don't remember consciously, but remember their body still remembers. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Um, so thalamus goes to the amygdala. Amygdala triggers emotion. Then the majority, a lot of people just walk around in emotional wreck because they do not know how to regulate their emotions. So Phil has a question. Um, I've heard of some, they put on the screen. He said, I've heard of the term or saying fight or flight, but where does the freeze come in? If you freeze, you will die. Explain what you mean. What I mean is that you won't die. Sometimes your mind has a way of thinking that you can be camouflaged. You won't die. Sometimes if you run, the animal says, yes, this is prey, this is the game. Sometimes it is, and they will actually sense the fear. Same thing goes with human animals. The person that a predator attacks the most is not the person that is not scared, but the person that is. They can sense the fear, but also they can sense when a person is not scared. And more than none, it's not worth it. Say, no, it's not worth it. They're not a good target. It's gonna be too much work. So why go to somebody gonna be work when somebody's gonna be easy to give me the purse? So it's you can't. Everybody doesn't. All predators don't respond the same, and your body doesn't respond either. And you may go into freeze mode because it may be in a time when you was young and it was and remember they said, be quiet. If it's an intruder in the house, just be quiet, be still. Maybe they won't find you. And maybe they'll leave it be if you're still and you're quiet. I think it progresses to adulthood. So even when you get older, you remember, be still and be quiet. So that's why I believe that freeze is in there. But there's been times you know your tendency. I'm not one to freeze. I, I have found myself in times I see myself swinging. And I'm not a real aggressive type of guy, but unconsciously I'll fight. Let me give you a story. My best friend when I was a freshman in college, he used to mess with me. He'd come in my dorm room and I'll be asleep. And he'll push me. And I'll swing on him. This is how I know I swung on him. Not just because he told me, because he'd do it 3 or 4 times. He'd swing on me and then push back. He'd swing on me and push back. Yep, that's right. He swung on me and he'd touch me and push back. And then one time, about 4th, 5th time he did it, I saw my arm swing at him as I was waking up. That's one of the reasons I know. Oh snap! And there's been times that my my wife has startled me, and I'll automatically go into her fighting pose. She said, "I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy." Yeah, I understand that, but you have to know your tendencies, and that's why certain things I don't hold in my hand because I don't want to take anybody out prematurely and deal with the mental repercussions. Yep. Don't let the smile fool you. All right. Okay, so like I was explaining for the amygdala. What's so let me make sure everybody got the anybody coming on? Sure. I put the amygdala actually as I explained earlier, the amygdala is it pulls out the music of the memory and replays the memory. And some people can't handle the memory. And I believe that sometimes that's where when it's stuck in your subconscious, I believe that's God's way in that moment of not of preserving your mental state. Um, 'Cause I believe we all have a different persona. Is that when you're dealing with individuals who have multiple personality disorder, then it works a little differently. They put a real wall up there, and they build stronger personas than the person that's working just to preserve themselves in the moment. All right. Okay. All good. There he is. There he is. All right. So people. So emotional wreck. So if anybody want to come on, I put the guests in. The guests somewhere in. Now Renee's about to come on. So sit back, relax. Okay. Let me see. All right. There he is. There he is. Rasta. Is that rain?
Hmm?
Oh, that's a clap. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are your eyes open?
What'd you say?
Are your eyes open?
Yeah, they're open. I see you very clearly. I'm trying to maybe I'll turn it this way. Is that better?
Um, it feels like that. Oh no. Man,
No, I don't.
I'm trying to make sure
Mm.
my stuff is. I had a corner. Okay, good. That's better. All right, good. That's good.
Yeah, I think the other way was better.
That's up with me. This. No, yeah, that's better. You got a shadow over you. That I'm used to your eyes being closed. It's fine. Uh,
Mm.
so what's your take on uh how much did you hear? Emotional wreckage.
Yeah, I heard your presentation. I know that there are times when I spent so much time listening to music when I was driving, and that now, yeah, there are times when I listen to the same songs and I'll actually experience a little bit of the emotion I experienced when I was originally listening to it while I was driving. It's almost like it imprints your brain. Um,
And what type of
so
emotion
yeah,
did you feel?
well, you know, depending on the song, but it might be like the tranquility or the lightness of that particular day. Like say, I was driving real late at night, um, and the city is clear. It's kind of tranquil and serene. And I'm listening to this song that I just may have just downloaded from YouTube, and so now I might listen to that same song and I'll experience those same emotions and I'll remember, where I was when I heard it the first time, you
Wow.
know. Yeah. So like it imprints so I could yeah, it imprints your like it imprints your brain almost.
Yeah. Part of the subconscious is the is people always recall that state that with muscle memory. It's a muscle
Mm,
memory, um, but it's the repetition builds confidence. Repetition makes it stick. And that's the
mm,
purpose of that's a lot of purpose of a lot of advertising. They buy a whole bunch of slots. Why? Short slot because the attention span is not that long. They know
mm.
that you'll see that imprint, and that's imprint over lifespan, and then you be a lifelong buyer. Case in point, uh, less feeling.
Less feeling.
But what you supposed to say?
Um, Great taste.
That's right. Tastes great. That's Miller. That's that's right. From 30 years ago. That's feeling. Tastes great. That's feeling. Um, and then Spud McKenzie and uh, the alcohol industry spends tremendous money on the hypnotic suggestion. That's what it is. It's hypnotic suggestion. If I get you in front of television enough times, I can teach you anything I want because it connects to all your senses. I mean, the
Mm.
visual effect, even the clarity of the videos at this current time with the sound, the surround sound, you feel like you're there. And don't put no Oculus on.
Oh, yeah, I've seen demonstrations of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they feel like you feel like you're really there. Now,
Yeah.
now what Phil said, I had to rewrite the narrative on his song that I always associate with a tragedy.
Oh,
And
okay.
a narrative song. Oh, is that what he said? Maybe
Yeah, you
I
said
get
I
on.
had to rewrite the narrative. Yeah, you read it right.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah, I think that's pivotal. I think and we have the ability to retrain. But it's work and it's consistency. Like with anything. And when you're learning certain moves and certain katas in martial arts, you master it because you do it repetitively. I mean, your sensei have you doing this, this move, this, and you do it, practice it.
Hmm.
For instance, what was your when that sensei told you to go home? What did he tell you practice? He tell you practice how many times?
Hmm.
What did he?
I'm trying at home. Hmm.
Or
He
what
would
did he
offer.
tell
I
me?
think
Go ahead.
he would tell us that a good way to train um is to just to do the katas repetitively. So perform the katas over and over again. He said that's a good way to still absorb the essence of the particular martial art is to keep doing the katas over and over
Okay.
again.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
Repetition, repetition. You know, like you said, muscle memory, repetition, and then eventually becomes second nature.
I think yeah, and I think Phil told me he said I got a video on this. I just did this a while ago about he said Dr. D talked about rewriting and reprogramming. I think I talked about the cassette tape. Um, okay, you Renee, you know what a cassette tape is, right?
Yeah, I still have some.
Right. Yeah, we know what cassette tapes are. For those who are out here, cassette tapes are what we used to listen to. We record on Sony and record and we record over and over things.
Yeah.
We get a Maxwell, a Sony. Those are good quality. We wouldn't get a CD. That's after our time. Our time was cassette tapes, and we didn't use 8-track tapes, but cassette tapes. We not we not that old. Um, by use, I'm gonna have to go back and let's look at the video. I used the example of I consider us being by the time you're 6 or 7, you have been indoctrinated with the first paradigm or the first program. And when you get the first program, and I state this, the first program is a byproduct of HRT. You funny. I have no idea what a cassette tape or 8-track tape. I saw one in the museum. That's what Phil said. The lies you tell was in the same class. Uh, um, he said he saw one in the museum. But okay, I digress. But what I was going back is that I use the first paradigm, first program that we all experience. I believe is come from the predisposition or genetic track in which you come from, DNA, the environment in which we derive from, and the situation in which we experience. I believe all three of these things help us develop our first persona, or quote unquote the first paradigm, or the first program, or the first cassette. Um, the only thing about that, we had no part in ingredients. We had no say so in it. You know, no, we had no say so in the DNA, the environment, or the situation. And
Right.
so they just given to us, and then we used it to develop who we thought we were supposed to be. And then as time progresses, and we play that tape, if we sit back, assess, and reflect, we realize some things ain't working. Some people learn sooner than others. Some people they learn quickly in the team. Some people it takes their 20s. Some people it goes into their 30s or even their 40s. Um, and so what happens is that the cassette it plays and plays, and you realize that it's not playing good. There's a snag in there, and just like in life we have snags in our program, and is a snag due to the care of the program or the care of the tape, or just a malfunction. So when you have a snag in that tape, what we used to do is we'll get that tape, we get the tape, and we get a screwdriver and open it up, and we will
Mm.
cut the part that's wrinkled or is jacked up, in the cassette. When we cut that out, then we get some see-through tape and tape the parts that are good back together.
Yeah,
You remember
I
that?
remember those. I remember
Yeah,
those days. Yeah.
yeah. And then we would meticulously put the top back on, make sure it's secure, and screw it back together. Then we would play it, and all the dysfunction, the wrinkles, or the scratching, the mess, the twisting, the part that's bad, we have cut out. Why? Because we took time to evaluate our program. We cut it out. We taped the good part together with the other good part. So when you listen to it, it just skips over the bad part and works seamlessly. But that takes too much
Yeah.
time. And there's a lot the same principle goes in a lot of people's lives. It takes too much time to reflect and evaluate the program. You just play it like it is and deal with it.
Right.
And and when people play the tape like it is, even when they're dissatisfied with the sound of the end product, what they would do when the rough parts come in, they get some liquor, smoke a blunt, do some drugs. Why would they do that?
Mhm.
Because they try to drown out the parts that they really need to cut out. So if I'm high, inebriated, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the malfunction anymore because I don't remember it. Don't mean it didn't happen to us. Nope. Doesn't mean we're not affected by it. It just means that we just was numb to it. Same principle of Tylenol, Oxycontin, Xanax. We numb ourselves. Hold on a second. I get something for it. Come down with me. Right
Okay.
back. All right.
Mhm.
So the mm, try to make sure you don't cut off from me. All right. Hold on. Okay. We're good now. Yeah. So yeah, some people just they get numb to it. They get numb to it and they prefer to be numb instead of doing the work to take the tape apart to cut out the negative part. I mean, just because you cut out the negative part don't mean it won't get jammed again. Hence, is the work comes again. But people just they're content on living in the first paradigm. Why? Because it doesn't the repetition. I mean, you be the athlete, so you know the repetition. What people don't want, they want to shine, but they don't want to process. They don't shine, they don't process. Let me see what Phil say. Phil says, "Hey Doc, tell us about flight. What does that mean? When is the right time to take flight? Uh, when the plane is about to leave. So I take flight when the plane's about to leave and he got a machine gun behind you. You need to run. Your fist, your fist may be registered, but everybody can't be Bruce Leroy, and catch that bullet in their teeth. Jeez, remember that Last
Yeah,
Dragon? He got that bullet in his teeth. The legend of Bruce Leroy.
yeah, he went Super Saiyan
Yeah, yeah.
before there were Saiyans.
What's that?
He went Super Saiyan before there were Saiyans.
Super Saiyan?
Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay. That's it. Super Saiyan. So everybody can do that. So I mean, it's all of us different. Fight. People have a tendency to fight. Maybe based on the first paradigm, genetics, environment, situation. I know manners fight. Um, some people, like I explained, the fright or the freeze when it's it may be a situation that happened in group homes or foster care or just living on the street where they just have to freeze so they don't get robbed. And so as a child, they was taught, shh, don't say nothing. So as an adult, they just don't say nothing. They just don't say nothing. So flight is some people can run real good. Ah! You shouldn't hear about flight is where they get just think about most people get started or they run. They get
Mhm.
started and run if they can run. Or they scoot.
Mhm.
So that's a flight. So what you gotta say, Renee?
Yeah, I can relate to what you're saying about people. Many people self-medicate. You know, they use those um, external behaviors to kind of numb. To numb to numb the pain or to just escape. They party, they drink, they sex it up, they drug it up. But like you're saying, the issue is still there. Doesn't heal anything. It just kind of like, covers it temporarily.
Yeah,
Mm.
they just and that's kind of dominant though in our culture. So give me what are some things that people try to mask, use mask? Not just drugs, but what else?
Uh, Sex,
Mm,
aberrant sexual behavior, drinking, um, anger, emotional outbursts, fighting,
okay,
picking
fighting
fights
the
and
action.
arguments.
Mm,
Yeah, picking fights and arguments, partying. I used to know a guy that he would watch around 10 to 12 hours of TV every day. It's just something he did every day. He just I know another guy, um, he was my housemate. He would sleep like all day long. I didn't know how he was able to even stay asleep, but he would sleep all day long. He would sleep for just, I would go to school, come back, and he'd still be sleeping. You know, I think that might have been his escape mechanism.
you
You
sleep,
know,
sleep your life away.
yeah, like just hours
Did
every
he
day.
work though?
What'd you say?
Did he work?
No, not at the time. No.
How he pay his bill?
They were paid for him by the uh by the city. He got assistance from the city.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just remember how he would I, he just like man, like I left you was sleeping, and I come back from
And he's still
full
sleeping.
day of school, everything. You still sleeping, like wow. I think that it might have been just a form of escape.
Well, he must have great skin.
You mean from sleeping a lot?
Yeah, great supple.
Uh,
Yeah. Um, explain to Phil who Bruce Leroy was. Just say, who's Bruce Leroy?
Uh, Bruce Leroy from the movie Last Dragon. Philip, did you see the movie Last Dragon? It came out in the 1980s. It was a real popular. It's got a cult following. It was a martial arts movie, and the actor was called Taimak. Um, and his character was Bruce Leroy. Well, I think that's what the Nemesis called him.
Yeah, Bruce
Called him,
Leroy.
yeah,
Uh,
Bruce Leroy.
he's the guy that came on Janet Jackson video. Just wait a while. Just wait a while.
Yeah, yeah. He was also in this. He had a brief he had brief stints here and there in a bunch of like, and then he was in soap opera in one soap opera. Then there was a martial arts TV show used to come on every Saturday. He had a short stint in that. It was called like Gladiators or something like that.
Oh, really? Was it Power
Yeah.
Rangers?
No, no, this was about. It was more kind of based on martial artists coming to this school or this place, and they would compete with each other. The
Oh,
different,
like Cobra Kai.
yeah, yeah. Except that they weren't like schools; it was individual martial artists.
Okay.
This is like, I mean, it's a while. I think this was like, I think that was, I think it was in the '90s. I remember I used to watch it all the time. I enjoyed it. I just forgot what it was called. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, that was Bruce Leroy. The movie has a. In fact, I once saw an interview where Michael Jai White said that he owes a lot of his success to Time Mop coming before him.
Really? He's old.
Yeah. Huh?
How's the Michael J. White? How old is he?
Oh, Time Mop. Oh, he's older than Mike. Because remember, Time Mop came out with his doing his movies like in the '80s. Michael Jai White probably got good like known in the 2000s.
Yeah, I thought Michael J. White was like about around our age, about 47, 48.
Yeah, I guess he was referring more to his martial arts career. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, an interview. Oops, interview. I dropped the tab. Interview was on YouTube. In fact, I'm gonna see right now what the um.
You got a shadow over your face.
Oh, it's the tablet. Okay, I can switch it this way. It's the tablet I'm holding in my hand.
Yeah, now you dim. Now we change roles, huh?
Well, let me see. If I sit up like this,
Yeah, now you see the
now it's
light.
not. Okay. Now you see the light. To be careful of the light. But yeah, that's who Bruce Leroy was. He was. Let me see. What TV
Phil
show
said
was Time in?
he is a baby in 1980. You know, baby. He's 26 years old. No,
Who Philip is?
no. The 80s. He was
I was about to say I didn't know Philip was that young. Okay.
no. He probably in 1980. He probably about 12. He probably about 12. 1980.
12. Okay.
1984. He about 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 70s baby. You know, no baby, baby.
He says a little baby.
So is there
But
anything
yeah. Go
okay?
ahead.
Is there anything out there in the current media that shows a person that has a lack of emotional control that you can think of on top of your head?
Well, I think some of the uh violence and shootings comes from a lack of emotional control.
Okay, pick one. There's a
Um,
whole bunch of them.
um, I know here. in Georgia, we had an incident where older man, got into a fight with a younger guy, and he
Mhm.
beat him. You know, you know how 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, we grew up fighting with our hands.
Right.
So he whooped the kid. Then the kid went to the car after being whooped, got his gun and shot the guy. See, that's a moment of a lack of emotional control. I mean, hey, no one likes to get beat, but it happens. You know, just take your whooping and learn from it and go home.
He
But he
probably
went back
started
to
it.
the
He
huh?
probably started it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, probably. But then he went. But that's what shows a lot of emotional. You say something to someone and they get infuriated so easily. I saw a short video where a kid was talking to a woman, and he was talking to her at a protest, and he asked it was a protest against abortion, I believe, and he asked the woman, well, what if the woman is raped? Should she still have an abortion? And the lady was like, well, he was a young kid. He's like in his 20s, maybe upper teens, low 20s. And the lady said to him, well, the child shouldn't be punished for that. And then the kid went like this. He went like that. And then he kicked her. Yeah, he kicked her right there on the camera and everything. This
20 is
like,
not a young kid. That's a man.
I think he was upper teens, low 20s. Yeah. He's not a kid. He's an adult. He went, like that. And then he kicked her.
Did she kick him
Like,
back?
wow. Huh?
Did she kick him back?
No, no, you just heard her saying, did you just kick me? Did you just kick? I had that on camera. That's assault. You just assaulted me. Yeah.
He said, so
But-
this.
yeah, but
Something.
like you said, lack of emotional control, people just um yeah, it's crazy. Oh, you know
Wow.
what? I just remember something. Timac was on a different world too. He was
No,
on
he,
one episode. He was on one
oh,
episode.
whose boyfriend was he?
He was a boyfriend of the other girl. She was like one of the co-star actors. She wasn't like one of the main ones. And he was an abusive boyfriend.
Oh, was he
He was
is
beating
abusive
her.
or was he the rapist?
No, he Oh yeah, that's right. He was like, oh, she says no, but she really means yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So the abusive boyfriend was the other episode. It was the other episode. But yeah, he was the guy. Yeah, that's right. And Sinbad took him in. Yeah, so Time Out was in yeah, I just remember he was in a different world. But yeah, but like I was saying, I'm jumping off. But yeah, lack of emotional control, people just can't agree to disagree. They get and then, and they kick somebody. Like, wow, dude.
She kicked him. Was she was a pro lifer?
Yeah, and he was no, yeah, yeah, and he was against it, and they were kind of standing in the same area. And I'm not sure. I can't remember how they actually started talking to each other. But you have some of these protests. You have people that are for it and against it, both
Mhm.
protesting at the same time. It was something like that. And he asked her, well, what if the woman is raped? And she's like, well, you can't can't blame the child for that. And he went, ugh, and kicked her. Whoop.
Oh,
Like, whoa,
I got
dude.
one. I got one for you. It was an interview that someone was doing with somebody with transgender, and he said, it was very simple. She said, actually, what do you think? What do you think? I am. He said, well, I assume that you're female. He said, that's the problem. You're assuming. You're assuming. He said, see, I'm not female. I identify as non-binary. He said, okay, I'll do my best to try to address you as such, but if I don't, but if I assume, I assume that you're female. And she said, if you misgender me, that's considered an act of violence. He said, so if I say um, that you are female and you feel that you're not, even if I say just male, it doesn't matter. My words are considered an act of violence, which is a provocation for you
Mm.
to respond. She said, yes. And it wasn't, she said, yes. Yeah, your words are, if you misgender me, I would consider that act of violence. So if I say that you are something, so it's provocation. Uh, he said, yes. He said, wow. He said, so my words can cause me to get shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's not right. Even a person making a mistake said that no, that's not this, but call me that. He said, but if you misgender, if I assume that you are what you was born, then that's violence. And I think that's the narrative trying to be suggested. If you'll call me what I want to be called, then that's violence. That's
Wow.
violence.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
Philip said, all these mass shootings, which is emotion, wrecks of emotions, lack of control. There's a lot of that out there. People don't have control, or they choose. They have control, but they choose not to control themselves. Like you would say this. Well, self control is the fruit of the spirit. If they had Jesus, nah, but I would argue against that. People have Jesus, but a lot of people don't listen to
I wouldn't
him.
just say if they had Jesus, but yeah,
Yeah,
I see your
I got Jesus. Yeah, I got him. Yes, I got him. Hey, get that away from me.
point.
Yeah, this is my pew. I say every Sunday. Don't let me open up a can. What? And then this is the famous one. I ain't always been a Christian. I can go back just like that. Man, Lord, if you can go back that quick, good grief.
Yeah.
There's a scripture said, how weak is your faith?
Mhm.
Not how strong, but how weak is your faith if just somebody doing something minor can just take you somewhere? What Phil said, every thing that Phil had, he just,
Uh, I had an incident of lack of control in the grocery store. I had an argument with a lady that left an empty cart in her place in line. I argued with the lady and still let her in front of me. Did you hear that?
you why? He said, I had it instead of lack of control in the grocery store. I had an argument with a lady that left an empty cart in her place in line. I argued with the lady and still let her in front. Because you know what she had in her bag. Huh?
Well,
We start
sometimes it's
thinking,
good to just take the what they say, be the bigger man or take the low road.
or this is what also said. You sure you want down this mountain? She went
Yeah,
down this hill. And in that case, it may be a literal sense.
yeah,
You
yeah,
people have shot people for less.
yeah. It's crazy where we live in. You're right. People have definitely, uh, um, a friend of mine sent me this clip. This is recent, like maybe today or yesterday or last week,
Uh,
where guy got into an argument with the clerk at the gas station over $3. He told us, "I'm gonna come back and shoot all of you," and he did it. He went into his car, got his gun, and came back and shot them.
man, you should. I would have played that. You should have sent it to me.
Oh, oh, and it was a news article. Yeah,
It was a
yeah. It was
video.
no, it wasn't a video. It was a news article. He sent me the link to the news article, and I read it. And this was in Detroit, Michigan. I went, and then the store clerk locked the door, but the problem is he locked the other customers inside the gas station. So they wanted to get out, but he locked the door, and the guy came and shot them. I guess he shot them through the glass.
He shot through the glass.
Yeah, because the store clerk locked the door. When the
Did he
guy
kill
went out,
anybody?
I think they survived. I don't
That's
think he killed.
because
I think they survived.
that's because he liked the door.
Yeah.
You're
Well, the
supposed to.
other people were complaining that they were telling the clerk to let them out. They wanted to get out, but the clerk
No,
locked it. He probably was scared the dude coming in, so he locked the door. He wouldn't let him out, so the guy came
well,
back and shot him.
yeah, I ain't mad at him because if I let y'all out, he gonna come in,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
don't see
he
nobody
came
saying nobody defending me. Y'all gonna be gone. He gonna come in and shoot me.
in.
So I understand. Yeah, y'all may get hurt, but everybody's still living, and what I mean by everybody, I'm still living.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that point of view. I understand that point of view. Yeah, I still wish you gave me a clear. I read that thing at the very beginning. I at least read it. Um, but the yeah, to wrap it up, I gotta do it. If you get any other clips, send them to me because I can play them if we do the discussion and Q&A. I'll play them at the very beginning, and then we can discuss that, and we can do a evaluation of the video or the article. Because yeah, so if anybody has any other suggestions, put it in the chat box, or when this video is over, put it in the message in the comment section.
Mhm.
I will read them. I will take them to heart, and I possibly do a video. I need suggestions. These suggestions. I'm sure to my future videos, but at least I've got back running and been consistent for at least a month doing the Wednesday nights, and hopefully it'll get better, bigger and better. And I'll be able to do more feature ones. So, any suggestions or any new videos I need to do? Feature video,
You
Renee.
saying right now, or
You can tell me. Yeah.
you saying submit it, or yeah? I mean, I have videos. I'll send them to you.
Okay, but I'm saying as far as any suggestions about another topic.
Okay. I mean, man, the world's the world is yours. There's so many good topics out. We talk about emotional wrecks tonight. I mean, I mean, where are we going? Um, because now they're talking about. I think you made reference to it about instituting a global digital currency.
Oh, they've been talking that for years.
Yeah, and it seems like they're moving. That's what people are saying. They're moving forward with it now. I mean, um, where are we going? You know, seems like we're entering into a very different world. Very different place.
Yeah,
The
different
world is
time,
changing. Yeah.
different time. But you just send me stuff, and that's one to talk about. We go in a lot of different places. It's not just one area either. So there's different things that can be discussed. All right, so wrapping it up, and until next week. Let me click you off. So do.
Yeah, and let me wait before you go. It was called um oh it was called then it was called okay, I don't see it. I try to look it up. I think it was called The Guardians or something like that. The Time Out TV show. I found it on I found online like his list of all his movies and shows, but it didn't come up on this. Maybe
Okay.
because of such a small role. But yeah, I'll find it. But all right, awesome. Emotional
Wreck.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need
Right.
help for the wreck.
Yes.
All right.
So what do we do? What is the way? Jesus is the way,
That's right.
the
Yes.
truth, and the life.
Yes, sir.
Yeshua HaMashiach,
Ah!
the only begotten Son of God.
Ah! Ah!
Are you catching the spirit? Wow.
Ah! Okay. All right, then.
All right. Have a good night, Philip. Everyone, God bless.
I'm done. All right. Oh, Lord. That shit, I ain't trying to show that. All right. Hey, gentlemen, gentlemen, thanks for coming on and um, engaging, and thanks for viewing the video content and us talk about the emotional wrecks. This is appreciated. And if you find any value in this content, we're on the search. We're on the run, trying to get 1,000 before the summer. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers, and we're trying to get 4,000 watch hours. Help us. How about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe and commenting and sharing. When you do this, you help me grow. We help us grow, so we can make it better tomorrow, today, by adding comments in the comment section. Even after the live, you help the algorithm to actually choose us and lift it up, so we can get more airtime, and it can become better for everybody involved. So, you look up to your left and your right. If it's on replay, you'll see my different playlists. I have 2 new sections, in them streets with Dr. D and Ride and Share with Dr. D. Check them out. Put a comment. Tell me what you're thinking about it. What you're thinking about. And if you don't remember anything else, let me remember this. Every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never move back. Never move back. Because life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. Now, this is a hero journey with Dr. D, and we are out.